Hey, what's up guys, TotallydubbedHD here, and today I'm doing a video review on the FIIL Diva active noise cancellation headphones. Now these headphones can be found for £146 on Amazon.co.uk. On Amazon USA, the Diva Pro, which is an upgraded version of the headphones I've got in front of me, can be found for $250. Now these headphones were funded 344% in October 2016 on Indiegogo, and I was very much intrigued to see how these headphones would compare to some of the best active noise cancellation headphones that are out there on the market, and other headphones just generally speaking. Now they make quite a few bold claims, including 3D audio and the most advanced headphones that you can find, and this is what I wanted to put to the test. Now I used the headphones for over a month and I've got quite a rounded opinion of them already. Now, before I jump in, I want to say that you would want to see the differences between the Diva and the Diva Pro. Make sure you check in the description below for that. There's quite a few things that the Diva Pro adds. It also costs, I think, around £50 to £60 more, so do bear that in mind. Now the Diva, which is the model I have in front of me, comes with a hard carrying case, which is rather big, which is useful for carrying in a suitcase, but not so much in your bag. Comes with a micro USB to USB cable and a 3.5mm interconnect cable with 3 poles, which is useful for your mobile phone. Now the headphones themselves comes in 2 colors, black and white, which you can see I've got the white model over here. The headphones themselves have got a adjustable headband. The headband goes quite out as well, so you wouldn't have to worry about the size of your head. In terms of foldability, you can fold the headphones like so. However, you cannot rotate the cups, which makes it a little bit harder in terms of transportation, but not a big deal. A left to right indicator can be found within the headphones themselves, but if you struggle finding the right and left indicator, it's pretty simple. The right hand cup has all the controls on it. Now in terms of the comfort of the headphones, I had no problems using them on the go or at home. In fact, they stayed on me quite well when I was running about or even dancing, which was fantastic. On top of that, the pads at the top are just soft enough in order for it to be comfortable for short listening sessions. It's not something I would use for longer listening sessions, but nevertheless, that's not what it's designed for. The pads are soft, and even with me, someone like me who wears glasses, I had no problems using the headphones with my glasses on. Now, these headphones are on-ear headphones. You can find over-the-ear Diva versions of them as well, but this is the on-ear version. Now in terms of the functionalities and what you get with the headphones, well, first of all, it's connected via Bluetooth. Now, it might be pretty simple that the fact it's got Bluetooth, but it's got Bluetooth 4.1 and 4.1 connection, which is great. However, it's got the aptX codec to back it up. And that is what's the most interesting bit of its Bluetooth technology, simply because it uses aptX. Now a lot of companies do use aptX codec as well, but you will often find companies which are relatively unknown, or companies which are trying to save in terms of cost, will not include aptX. Now aptX enables CD quality transmissions to be transmitted over Bluetooth, meaning you get the most out of your songs or your CD rips basically from your phone or your Bluetooth device to your headphones. So it's fantastic that they've actually included this. In terms of range, I got over 10 to 15 meters through walls, so no problems at using it at long range. Now it's got a quoted playback time of 32 hours. I cannot claim to have tested it for 32 hours. All I know is that I tested it for over a month on and off, and I can say that it does last you for several weeks of playback depending on your usage. So just bear that in mind. You will get audio prompts when you turn on the device of the battery level, or you can even see on your device, if you've got an Android device, you'll be able to see its battery level on your Android device over there, and it'll tell you its percentage. So right now I think I'm just sitting at about 70% odd. Now in terms of the battery that's inside, it's a 580 milliamp battery. It can be recharged via the micro USB connector over here. Now if you were to run out of battery, there's no problem. You can use a 3.5mm jack, and yes, that means you can use the headphones without any sort of Bluetooth or active noise cancellation feature via 3.5mm jack. Now, this headphone has got quite a few functions. Now, it's not only just about active noise cancellation, but it's got a few others. Now, via the MAF function button, which is over here, you can enable certain presets. Now, first of all, you've got the active noise cancellation feature, which can be accessed by pressing the button and then going up or down. Then you've got the same sort of function. You press it and go up and down. It will go into the monitor mode. Now, monitor mode enables high frequency tones in order for you to hear someone talking to you whilst you have the headphones on. I can't say it was massively effective, however, it's something it's nice to have as a feature. You've also got wind noise mode, which is activated by double pressing the button, and that enables you to listen to your music by cancelling out wind noise specifically. Finally, you can disable all of these functions by pressing the button again and having the normal mode of Bluetooth enabled. So you've got quite a few functions over here through the multifunctional button, and I love the fact that FIIL have thought about all these different scenarios. Better still, these headphones can be are actually touch sensitive. If I am to swipe left or right on the headphones, they will change the song, and if I go up or down, it will adjust the volume of the headphones. You can say they're also illuminated, so they look rather cool when they're interacted with. So if I just interact with the right hand side, the left hand side would also light up. Now that looks pretty cool, because when you're walking around in public, you'll be able to see that. And that looks rather cool, at least in my opinion. Now, I should say that touchscreen buttons don't always work flawlessly, and obviously when it rains a little bit, it's not as correct in terms of picking up your movements. So do bear that in mind. Play and pause music, you can do it simply by tapping this Bluetooth button. If obviously you hold it down for a long time, it will power off or power on the device, but pressing it once will pause, or as you can see, play or pause the music. Now, in terms of another function that I want to talk about is its motion sensor. Now, it's got a motion sensor in there, so if I were to lift it up and put it over my head, it will start playing music, and when I take it out off my head, it will automatically pause music. Now, it will pause music on your device, obviously, so it will pause the music on my phone, but it's very, very cool to have that. It's something, again, a nice little feature they've included in, and it's something that I actually used quite a bit. Say, for example, when I was cooking, putting it on, then taking it off, doing some stuff, and then putting it back on, and then music straight away playing. And I must say, it didn't always work so flawlessly, but it is great to have as a feature, and it does work pretty much like 80 to 90% of the time. Now, finally, I want to talk about sound quality, which is arguably the most important part of the headphones. Now, the sound quality is fantastic. Now, it's not often I will say a headphone sounds fantastic, especially an on-ear headphone, but these headphones really did an amazing job. So first of all, in terms of its sub-bass, it's got a good sub-bass response. So in terms of the low-end rumble, you've got a nice rumble through the headphones. Its mid-bass has a good slam, so therefore it's got a good sort of impact in terms of listening to, say, for example, R&B songs. You'll have a nice little impact to it. However, it is slightly uncontrolled. It does not leak into the mid-range. However, the mid-range is slightly recessed, so you do get a slightly V-shaped signature. I can't even do it with my hands, but yeah, V-shaped signature over here. It's a slightly V-shaped signature, not overly recessed and pushed back, because the mids are as forward as they can be. However, you can use a bit of EQ in order to adjust it to your liking. So it is capable in terms of producing a good mid-range. In terms of its highs, they are rolled off at the top end, but they do provide a good enough sparkle, which means an overall fantastic sound. In terms of 3D audio, the soundstage is actually very impressive. For a headphone that's an on-ear headphone and that's relatively small in terms of the driver size, I was very much impressed of how well the soundstage is reproduced, especially the instrument separation. Sounds come from all different places, and you've got a good depth and width to the sound. Again, very impressed with the sound, and I can't quite believe how a small little headphone like this from a company that's relatively unknown to be doing such a great job. Finally, in order to end this review, I want to say that its active noise cancellation feature is fantastic. And the reason I want to mention that is because not many companies can really nail active noise cancellation unless they're pretty much Bose. Now, I'm not biased towards Bose, but Bose do a really good job for active noise cancellation. And FIIL have done a fantastic job with their headphones. So I really must applaud them for that. So there we go, guys. If you got £146 to spare, buy these headphones, don't look back. They are fantastic. You want to run, you want to listen to music, you want active noise cancellation in the tube, these are the ones that you should go for. It's not often I would fully recommend a product, but these I would definitely do so. There we go, guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and favorite and share for more great content. Alright guys, I'll be totally dubbed. Take care and bye-bye.